properties, default. No, this thing. Check, 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 check. Yeah, there we go. Audio properties. Audio capture, default. I think we did the screen. I believe that's what we did last time.
You can use photos of the actual print or work instead of the digital file or an up-close image. For example, you could use a photo of your print hanging on a wall. Now that's a really great idea because what that does is it actually takes away your image from being the main image of the photo. That way no one can just go in and just screenshot that image and share it for themselves.
Yeah, I'm just watching a video about copyright and Etsy and all this stuff because some people just steal images off the web, which is fucking crazy. Like, stealing is super different than like taking something and kind of adding your own flair to it. Obviously, there's, you know, risk to both, but yeah, I'm just watching a video about copyright and Etsy and all this stuff because people just steal images off the web, which is fucking crazy. Like, stealing is super different than like taking something and
It would be like attached to something else.
Okay, I'm just testing the audio real quick. See what it sounds like from the computer. I just need this microphone to not fucking fall off my desk. Alright, we're good, we're good. Alright, sweet. I'm gonna tell the IG fam that I'm on here. Yo, what's up everyone? Happy Monday. I'm on stream, watching a video right now, and working from home / doing some design work. So if you want to come join me and put me on the side of your monitor and work with me, join me in the link right here. Yeah. Whoa, why is that echoing? Yo, what's up everyone? Happy Monday. I'm on stream. Happy Monday. Yo, what's up everyone? Happy Monday. I'm on stream, watching a video right now and working from home / doing some design work. So if you want to come join me and put me on the side of your monitor and work with me, join me in the link right here. Yeah. Yo, what's up everyone? Yo, what's up everyone? Happy Monday. Join me in the link right here. Yo, what's up everyone? Happy Monday. Watching a video right now and working from home / doing some design work. So if you want to come join me and put me on the side of your monitor and work with me, join me in the link right here. Yo, what's up everyone? Happy Monday. I'm on stream, watching a video right now and working from home / doing some design work. So if you want to come join me and put me on the side of your monitor and work with me, join me in the link right here. Yo, what's up everyone? Happy Monday. I'm on stream. Streaming. Work from home stream. All right, the IG has been posted. Let us get to work. Here we are, doing it live. Video in a video. All right, so I'm just watching a video about copyright infringement and all this shit because someone posted a job listing talking about doing their Etsy, and I was like kind of interested since I've been a little bit more free at the moment. Things have not been as busy, so I figured if I were to pick up a job, something like that would be pretty easy. So I'll be down. But at the same time, I don't know. These jobs come and go so fast. It's very confusing. Like, it's confusing for me to decide what I need to prioritize, and that's one of the challenges I've been having with running my biz. Is like when it's busy, I'm like good because everything is, taking up my time. But when I'm really slow and there's not a lot going on, I get a little bit antsy, and also I have so many things that I want to do, but I don't end up doing, like the YouTube, for example. So, yeah, right now I posted my video. I also have the Trust Your Instincts work jacket. So this is the thing with the Trust Your Instinct jackets. I obviously want to make a lot, but I don't want to make a lot and no one buys most of it because inventory and stuff is very key. So I'm taking private orders right now, and depending on how many people want it, I'm going to place an order. But if no one orders it, then I am just going to let it die, and now I got myself a one-of-one jacket. So that's the risk that we took, and we must move forward with that. Okay, so what was he doing here? The HPV Dawn, what's up? Salute to you. Oh, sorry, I messaged you on my other account. Yeah, where is my chat? My chat thing disappeared in my OBS, so currently do not have it, but that is also me, Mizu, my music account. 1,700 followers. Made it a lot further than this account, but that's also because I tried posting a lot more. This one is still growing. Oh, Recipe Bro, what's up, man? Yeah, we're on the stream because I think by forcing myself to do this, I will eventually make the videos that I've been saying I'm gonna make. So until then, I'm gonna, yeah, this is it. This is the extent of my effort as a YouTube person. But I want to try and see, how do you get Messenger? No, how do you get messages in OBS? Do you stream? Do you do the streaming life? Alright, let's see. I swear it was here like the first time I did it, and I closed it, and it has not returned since then. So I would like to know how to get that back, because it would be nice to just have one screen, because right now I got my laptop. Aboard one, what's up, what's up? Welcome back. We don't got the tunes right now, but we'll get some tunes going soon. Let's see, let's do house music, copyright free. Fuck, what's that channel's name? There's this channel I really like. We're just gonna see what happens when I type in house music. It's probably not gonna pop up, but you do SEO lives and make sure they rank in each search on the replay. Oh, nice. Yeah, for me, this is more so like not a strategy of growth. It's more of a strategy of habit, because I am currently really slacking on just everything. Ever since I came back from this trip, I've been kind of like, I don't want to say lazy. I just haven't really decided what I want to spend my time most on. And because markets have been relatively slow since September, I've just been kind of strategizing, okay, I need to get my sales back up, but it seems like a more macro issue with the economy and like just people running out of money, which is like totally understandable. They don't want to just buy some random shit because it's like, this looks cool. You gotta really think about it. Alright, so we'll play this mix as I get this shit done, but it's definitely a habit thing, because I know myself very well at this point. Like, if I'm really grinding away, I don't stop working, but if I have time to think, I don't really do much. So we got this cute little dim sum thing going on. One of my clients, aka one of my biggest supporters, he wants me to make him some custom jerseys for his pickleball team, and I'm like, all right, let's do it. So we're gonna do some DTF, either DTF or like these extreme blockers, because we will be using a 100% polyester that's sublimated. So there's gonna be some dye migration if we don't use the proper ink, so or transfer. So yeah, we're gonna rock maybe super color. The super color prices are definitely lower because he just wants like 6 units. So as you can see, 6 units is pretty fucking expensive. But I'm gonna go grab the mock-ups real quick that he made. But yeah, what's going on with you? Are you doing anything for Black Friday? Any sales? Any videos? Any exciting partnerships? Anything that keeps the lights on? I don't know if you guys have been experiencing the issue of ad blockers on YouTube, but it's been pretty hard finding like mixes that don't have a lot of ads. And it's been kind of annoying because like if I listen to a mix, like I don't want ads to be coming through, you know, and like ruining the flow. All right, found the picture, little photo. But yeah, anything you do online, if you want to make it a job or like, you know, make money, you have to have a strategy. You can't just mindlessly be like, I'm gonna post and go viral. Like nothing works like that anymore. Like, or I don't know if it ever did, but I used to think when I was first coming up, like with the social media shit, like, oh, I'm just gonna wake up one day to, you know, 10,000 followers. That's not how it fucking works. But in the past, it definitely was, because I've seen some people who were like at a couple thousand for like years, and then like, you know, sites like 9gag and BuzzFeed, like I think they promoted one of their posts and they literally went from like 3 digits to like 4 digits, or sorry, 4 digits to 5 digits in like less than a week. And I was like, holy shit, that is crazy. But that doesn't happen anymore. Nowadays, you gotta grind away the reels. Like you have to. And it's okay because there's more control over it, like your growth, you know. Obviously, it's still kind of like a lottery, but it is not the end of the world. People complain, but you know, you gotta work harder than the other person next to you that's working just as hard, if not harder. So that is how I see it. I complained for years and I just said, fuck it, I'm gonna do it. Where am I based out of? I'm based out of Los Angeles. I've been in LA for 14 years. Crazy. But I am low-key considering figuring out how to live in Japan for a couple months a year, because that's where I grew up when I was like really young. And I visited, as you all know if you've been following my shit, I went to Japan for 2 weeks with my girlfriend and my family, and it was a blast. And I just felt like very in touch with who I used to be, and like, you know, it was just nice to kind of be around that environment. So I do want to figure out a way to somehow run a business here and in Japan. Like I don't know what the visas and the taxes are gonna look like, but I don't know, because my biggest expenses is rent, you know. Yeah, sweet. Yeah, Vegas is not too far away, just one flight away. That's like $80 each way, you know. It's probably my favorite flight to buy, that one and the SF flight, because it's always like less than $100 each way. Safest area for tourists. So Japan is like literally so safe compared to the US. Like there are obviously sketchy places, but if you have US street smarts, like you're gonna be fine. The sketchiest will be like Kabukicho, which is red light district in Tokyo area. But I mean, we walked past it and it was fine. Like you just gotta look and observe and don't make dumb choices. One of the things that's really tough to navigate is like you can drink and walk around. It's kind of like Vegas, even though like, you know, Japanese people don't really do that. It's mostly foreigners and tourists. But when I'm in Japan, I'm like, I'm a tourist, you know. But I'm not like fucking rude about it. Like I just kind of like carry the can low and just take a few sips kind of thing. But I think a lot of people get too lit and they make bad decisions, and then they get sucked into these like scams and stuff. So I would say like literally anywhere is safe. I would say that the harder part is going to a place that's a little bit less prone to tourist activity. You might run into language problems, but nowadays like Google Lens and Google Translate, there's a bunch of like cool apps that you can use that makes communication a lot easier. And even if you don't speak, like, you can have the translator speak for you, which is like really dope. I speak Japanese, so it was easy, obviously, but you know, I can see it being a little bit daunting for someone who's never been there, but they really make it pretty US friendly or English friendly. And the thing with like Japan is like Japan has a lot of tourists from Europe and stuff, so like they have to speak or at least know how to communicate like so many different languages, versus for us it's like, oh, someone comes to America and we just have to speak English, or like they just have to speak English. So yeah, I feel pretty lucky that, you know, we live in a country where the language is pretty much used everywhere in the world to some extent. So yeah, Japan will be kind of the opposite. You'll feel like, damn, I can't speak English to really get around, but you will still be able to kind of like meet halfway and then kind of like, you know, point at something, be like this, and then they'll be like, ah, you want this, you know. It's kind of like that. It's interesting because like communication is such an important thing, right? Like that's how we get to know each other, that's how you get information. And like now you're in a place where communication is suddenly, I don't know, a third or a quarter of what it used to be, and you still have to try and figure out how to get what you want. And I don't know, I think that's really cool. It's like that pure human connection of just person to person. Sorry, I'm like speaking and trying to find a folder right now, but where are you interested in going in Japan? And have you ever been to Japan? Because right now is the best time to go because the prices are fucking crazy cheap. And that's why everyone and their family is in Japan, because the yen is like 150 yen to $1, which is fucking insane. Like, it has never been more than like 110, maybe like 106, 120, and now it's 150, meaning like now you have that, like, so the base conversion of dollar to yen is 100 yen is $1. That's like the 1-to-1. But stuff in Japan is kind of priced higher to begin with. So it's more like, I would say 90 yen is like $1 realistically. But because of the yen being so weak right now to the dollar, now you have like 50 more cents per each dollar, basically, if that makes sense. So your dollar goes way further, and eating and all this, like, you don't think twice about spending money, which is like, it's nuts. But that's also because like US, you know, we're going through inflation, everything's going up, and we're making more even though we don't feel like it in this country. But when you compare it to another country that's also going through inflation and adjustments and all this shit, like, it suddenly seems like we have more money. I don't know. Global finances are interesting because I feel like it doesn't tell the true story of like the day-to-day person's, you know, well-being. Alright, anyway, let's get this design shit going. I need to make some folders, so hold up. I'm not sure how loud the music is, but hopefully it's not too loud. What's your name? Where's your name? Oh, there we go. His name is Thomas. Thomas the brother. My brother from Folsom, California. Alright, so he wants some jerseys made. I'm gonna get this off the side of the screen. This is a job listing on Upwork that I was looking at. $300 for some Etsy stuff. I might do it, I'm not sure. Really depends how long it's gonna take. Because $300 to set up someone's Etsy, if it's just like products, that's a pretty good deal, but I'm sure there is more to it than that. So, alright, I'm just gonna copy and paste the pictures. So I always screen grab a lot of stuff. That's how I work. That's my workflow. Because that way I can just look at my Illustrator and I got all the information here. Okay, so he wants that logo, this logo. Probably not going to be able to get that shirt because that looks like a very rare type of a shirt. But we're going to use this Badger shirt. This Badger tee. Okay, why is everything so small? Oh, this is a fucking huge document. Alright, we're going to create a new one. This is a tech pack that I made for my jersey. If y'all want me to hit tech packs in the lessons, it's definitely something I can talk about. I don't enjoy making them, but you gotta make them if you want to make your shit. So it is what it is. And maybe, no, I don't need a tech pack for this. I also don't need a production thing for this because I'm making it. Ah, great. That's the advantage of you making stuff, you know, is like you don't. I'm gonna make it 300 and then go to. What have I used recently? I feel like this thing doesn't retain what I actually use very well. Like it's fucking random as shit. Anyone else get that? Alright. So we're gonna move this over here because right now everything looks ridiculously small. There we go. Okay. I'm sure this file's not gonna be too crazy, but file management is half of the game, especially if your computer can't handle stuff, so. But yeah, I also thought, what if I do this every fucking day? We do a work from home session, because I'm sure there's other people who work from home, and you know, you get a little lonely working by yourself, and also there's kind of no accountability when you work for yourself. So we're just gonna make this look nice. Then I'll probably do another sheet. These are things that you shouldn't waste your time on, but you know, you like to make it look nice. So that's how it goes. And I put on the first layer so that whatever goes on top always goes on top of this image. What I mean by that is like if I typed in like, let's see, Shumai, Mr. Shumai. If I go Shumai, oops. It's always gonna be on top. If you don't have it on this layer, it might be underneath and you're gonna have to like shuffle around your layers. And it's really no problem when you have one, but when you have a shit ton, it gets really fucking annoying. So, oops, we'll bring these up to this folder. That layer as well. Lock that one. I'm gonna duplicate this, dragging with Option or Control or whatever this is. I use Mac and PC, so I always forget what the Option and Alt is, like the interchangeable version of it is. Yeah. Alright, so I'm gonna crop that because I don't want to see that. I wish he sent me a bigger mock, but this will do for now. So we're gonna have to just chop this. I don't even know where this came from. Is this from Printful? I'm trying to remember. Okay. So anyway, this is like V1, version 1, so all we're trying to do is like get this to look close enough to what we want it to look like. And also I'm gonna change this to standard paper size, which is 11 by 8. 11.5. Is it 11.5 or is it 11? Standard paper size. Standard paper size. 8.5 by 11. 11 height. Okay. I'm trying to remember, because you know, doing this live is very different than when I do this on my own time, because obviously, like, having people watch puts a different kind of pressure on you. So now that I'm fucking remembering how I do this, see, why can't I click on the shoe line? There we go. Strange, I can't move it. Wow, what the fuck is happening? Alright, there are weird things happening, but whatever, it is what it is. Okay, so we're gonna get the front here. I like to just have it multiple times, so when I'm ready to mock, I just drop it on top of each one. And this is like not a mock that I would use to sell on the website. This is more like just a mock-up to use to show a client, okay, this is what the design looks like. Because unless you're getting paid a shit ton of money, I wouldn't waste time on doing like really nice mock-ups, because like it's just a visual representation, right? Like this stuff, like going from this mock to a regular mock, that's already an upgrade in itself. So we're gonna grab the dim sum, good old dim sum face. They're all happy. What is this? Okay. Alright, so we got some dim sum people. They're stoked. Got a little circle there, so we're gonna go L, drag the circle, fill with the white. I might advise him to change this a little bit because I do think I don't like the giant white circle, especially if it's on this black jersey. This is like gray and black, so I think there is a little bit of advantage to having it. But for this, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what it looks like. But yeah, this is why I will do variations instead. So that's his stuff. And then he has another logo, which is this logo. This is PF on it. Thankfully, it's a PSD, but we'll see if it's good enough to use. We never know if it's actually good enough to use until it's time, and then it might be too late. Alright, since no one is here, I'm gonna figure out how to get the fucking chat box. Where's the chat box? Alright, literally settings, stream. Video hotkeys, advanced. Studio mode, multi-view. Where is the chat? If anyone knows how to get the chat box, let me know. I'm trying to get the chat box. This goddamn OBS. Where can I edit? Plus audio capture, browser, display. Alright, whatever. There's like fucking 3 people here. Thank you, 3 people here. I appreciate it, but we don't need to see the chat. Chat is for later, when things get more serious. Alright, where are we at? Oh yeah, so this is the jacket that I'm gonna be selling. As you can see, extra large, large, 2XL. That is all there is. And it is fucking expensive, so that's why it's gonna be like 100. I think it's gonna be 120, not 100, because yeah, embroidery is gonna cost a bit. But anyway, what I'm doing right now is I'm just rocking the dim sum for the boy, for the young Thomas. He wants his dim sum stuff, so I'm trying to hook it up for the mate. And also, he wants my IKendoit logo. Thank you, Thomas. Branding boys. Abor 1. Struggling to come up with a brand name. Alright, so that is a very tough question because obviously a brand name is going to follow you forever. And you want to pick something that you like, but also it's hard to come up with something unique and, you know, not used. But another thing to remember is like, unless you're, you know, I don't want to say like your brand's not gonna make it, but it's like, unless you are gonna get to the point where you have to copyright and do all this stuff, get a trademark, it really doesn't matter what your brand is. Like, you know, for example, Vision, right? Like, there's nothing that's called just Vision. There's Vision skateboard, there's Vision streetwear maybe, but nothing that's just like Vision. And I have a backup. It's gonna be just Vision by Kenji. If I do get anything like filed against me. So I have a backup plan, but what I'm trying to say is, I don't know if we, oh, actually we can do this color, I think. But yeah, just figure out, like, you know, what does your brand stand for? What is your core messaging? Like, think about the essence of the brand, and then the words should associate to that, versus like thinking of the name and then associating yourself to the brand. So just like brainstorm, put a bunch of ideas out on a piece of paper. Like what I did was I'll write down, like, you know, what do I like? I like art, creativity, photography, you know, looking at things differently, perspective. Like, use a bunch of words and then like grow more words out of the words, and then try to see if you can either, one, just pick something that you like out of that list, or maybe it will like spark something out of those words that you have brainstormed out, because it's gonna have to come from a place that you are really searching for it. But then I think it takes a little bit of time for you to accept that that is your name that you chose, because it may feel wrong or it might not feel correct, but after you put some work into it, you're gonna start associating yourself with it more and more. Like, vision was pretty easy. Like, I like that one a lot. Like, no fucking break-in period. IKendoit.Studio, it's okay. Like, I don't know if you watched my other video when I was talking about this, but I don't love it. I think it's all right. It's just something that I needed to do in order to start my business, because, you know, getting a LLC and website and all this, like, you need this name, this social media handle. Like, it has to be consistent, right? So, and, you know, it's Ken. My name's Ken, so all right, it works, and I can do it. It's like positive. It's like me always saying I can do it, and that's why I'm here. So there is like a story to it, but like, I don't love it. Like I'm not gonna have a shirt that says IKendoit.Studio like straight up. As of right now, I don't know. I might in the future if people want it, but like, I'd rather just stand behind this logo that I made. You know, like this to me is me as a brand, not the text that represents it. So just something to think about. But I think writing out words that you can relate to, figuring out what your messaging is gonna be, like what your brand is about, that is gonna make you figure out what the name of the brand is. And I would like it if you didn't use words like hustle this, money this, because I feel like those brands are not gonna last. They just kind of seem like, I don't know, it's like, it's just a little bit too cheesy in my opinion. So yeah, that's up to you though. It's your business. You do what you want to do, because at the end of the day, you're putting your time and money into it. So fuck what everyone else thinks. Like, it's your shit. And that's why when people talk shit about my stuff, I love to talk back, because I'm like, dude, I spend money on this shit. Like, I don't need to be nice to you. You know, I don't know who you are. I don't really care who you are. If I did, then I wouldn't be doing this. So yeah, make sure you care about your brand, and then the name will come. Same with like being an artist. Like Mizu, for like my music name, that took like 2-3 years to get to that point. Like before that, I was just Kenji for years and years, and like I needed to grow out of it, because Kenji was like my gamer tag, and you know, I wasn't a gamer anymore. Like it was just a evolution that you must go through before you find that name that you've been searching for, you know? These tunes are kind of good right now. These tunes are kind of hitting. What do we got playing right now? Give me a thumbs up this one so I don't forget. But yeah, we need this guy to post more mixes, because he hasn't posted in like 2-3 months, and I'm like waiting for another one. His songs are pretty fucking good. Or not his songs, his taste is pretty good. Alright, go back to finding our folder. Thomas Dimsum, PF logo. Alright, so because there's like this neon ball, I don't know if this represents a pickleball. I never played pickleball, so I'm not really sure if that's why this color is neon green. But I may have to change it, because if we go to CMYK, this may become not as vibrant, which it will, like right now. See, this is CMYK. You guys saw that, right? This is RGB, this is CMYK. So there are ways to reach colors that are this vibrant using print, but you need a special ink. And I don't think the TKO stuff is able to, you can match this color on it. Let's see, where's my Google? Extreme color. Yeah, so it's full CMYK, so most likely that will not come out. I mean, this looks pretty bright, but I'm also not sure. I do have a bunch of samples that I pressed, but I haven't seen them in like a year almost. And yeah, it's pretty pricey if you only order 6. It's like not a cheap thing. So another way to design as you go is I would make an artboard that is the size of that sheet. So we'll do this, and what was it? 11.5 by 18. So 11.5, oops, 18. Okay, so now we have a visual representation of what this board looks like. So when we get to the artwork part, we can actually get a good estimate of how many times it gets repeated on one gang sheet. Okay, so we got a dim sum enjoyer. Not sure what this font is, but we'll find something similar. Or I'll just hit it with the font that I like. It's kind of like shaded a little bit. I feel like this would look better if it was on a curved path or something like that, which I don't really remember how to do that. I haven't done this in so long. Let's see, area type on a path. Oh, enjoyer. Okay, and then how do we do this? The controls on this shit is always really weird. That's all I remember with this, is like, it doesn't work the way you think it's gonna work. Fuck. How do we do this? How do we do this? I want it to be the opposite, so we gotta grab the arrow. No, not that one. Does this flip it? Ay. See, that's what happens when you do it live. Get a little curvature here. Arch. We'll arc it this way. Try to fit the arc of this gap. I think it looks better without the arc. So we'll go back to properties, arc, delete that, back, enjoyer. Okay, let's get a couple other font options here. We just have one. Enjoyer. So we're going for a slightly playful vibe, since these dim sum dumplings are very happy, so we don't have to be too serious. See, what if I do work from home stream every day, and then we have like a little, you know, Slack channel for us workers at home, and we can have like lunch breaks, and we can have like ambient office noise playing in the back, so it kind of feels like we're all in an office together. Yeah, no, that's a stupid idea, but those are things that I think about. A little too bold, but that's a good font. I like that font. Enjoyer. This is the life of a designer. You just look for fonts all day long. Thank you to whoever is rolling through. I really appreciate it. If you have any questions you want to ask me about what I'm doing, or this is a little bit boring. Maybe go with this one. Enjoyer. Let's see. Let's go to the font. We'll go to Chinese, Japanese, because that kind of has that vibe to it. Enjoyer. Go to 50, large. That is just straight up like Chinese. Which is interesting. I guess I mean, it does look like English, but it's like the characters don't mean, you know, it's not like a one-to-one, like this means E and that means N, so it's like, it could just mean gibberish. Asian Ninja. Alright, that one looks like the font that he chose. Oh shit. Alright, so this is what I do when I'm just testing out fonts. I just screenshot it and then I do path. What's it called? Image trace and get the path. Because it's just it's like a test, right? Like it doesn't have to be exactly what it's gonna be. And when I'm ready to move forward, I will get the actual font. But this is just a placement. So you don't go too high on the paths because then it's gonna look all crazy. Threshold is like the darkness of it. It'll bold it a little bit more and more. So that looks pretty good. Ignore white. Expand. Now we have the text here, so I can figure it out. Give it a little try. I mean, that looks more like this font. But I don't know if he wants it to have like the Asian vibe. So we will see what he says. And this looks like Enjover instead of Enjoyer. I also think, the Happy Dim Sum. Alright, we're gonna center this real quick to the font. I think it'll look better inside the circle because it is like a jersey style, so I think if it's not centered, it's gonna look just a little bit weird. And then this is a gang sheet, so we're gonna try our best to just get everything on one nice rectangle, because you're always trying to get it on a rectangle. That's kind of the way to do it. Oh, maybe I can just knock this out. Alright, so that's one way to do it. I don't want to use this font anymore. I'm going to use the first one. Okay, so copy it. We're going to outline edges, and then I'm going to put this here, and then instead of it being on top, what we're gonna do is we're gonna do this. We're gonna use Alt click. It's like, oh, there it is. Oh, I finally did it. Yeah, so if you Alt click, you're able to not like destroy the vector, so you can move your shit around. That is crazy. I wish I knew that years ago. Alright, so now we're a dim sum enjoyer. And then we're gonna push this up a little bit. So I never like truly center stuff. I like to move it just a tad bit up or down, left or right, depending on what the design is, because I do think the true center often is not the correct like balance, especially for a lot of artwork on clothing, because you have two different shapes that you're trying to work with, right? You have the shape of your design and you have the shape of the garment. So I'm gonna push this up a little bit. And then zoom out, zoom in. That way you get it in different perspectives. And we're just gonna... I do think centering based off of horizontal is something I do more often than vertical. But again, it just kind of depends. I'm gonna drop this here. Everything's a vector, so we're good. Now look at that, happy dim sum. My logo here. I can do this in one go, one sheet. And then the PF logo. Where's the PF logo? Oh, did I not export it? Thought I did. I did. Thomas Dim Sum. Okay, and then we're gonna try another one. So you're more concerned with having a legal issue with the name. Yeah, so like I said, the thing is, like, you know, people start brands every single day, right? And unless you are a direct competitor that's either one, taking away someone's market share, or two, big enough that they see it as a problem, like, it's not gonna be an issue. Like, just 100% honest. Like, obviously things can happen, but the chances are very low of that happening. But if you want to just avoid that completely, then yeah, you're gonna have to search and go to like trademark sites and make sure that you're using things that are unique to you, and make sure that whatever you do is 100% like out of line of anyone else that's possibly gonna sue you for anything in the future. So, but that's what's difficult, because if you're unable to move forward because you feel stumped because you can't think of a fucking name, it's like, how do you start? So that's why I made IKendoit.Studio, because IKendoit.Studio is not taken. It's unique to me, and I make my brands out of it, so that if there is one day an issue with like vision, I would just have to suck it up and change the name, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. That's the risk I took. So yeah, that is how I'm approaching it. Like house, right? Like I'm not copywriting or trademarking, or sorry, not copywriting. I'm not trademarking anything, because one, I don't think that I have no one has the right to trademark like house. Like house music is like for everybody, and if I trademark that shit, people will be coming at me left and right being like, you're taking away culture, blah blah. Like I know something like that could happen. And two, like house to me is for everybody, so it's not like I don't want to trademark it. And it's just such a general word. Like I don't think you can trademark a general word like house. So, and vision as well. They're like very common. That's the thing with my brands. Like they're very common words, because I think that's just more relatable. Like vision, right? Just vision. It could be sight, the sight that you see. It could be the vision that you mentally have about where you want to go, or the dreams that you have. And it's really up to the person that is, that comes in contact with my brand, how they think about it, how they feel about it. And I like giving that responsibility to the customer or to the fan, because like that's kind of the whole point of like what I'm doing, is like I want you to think. I want you to think about what's happening to you, to others, and make decisions based off of like what you need to do or what you want to do, versus just doing what everyone else tells you to do. That's what vision's about. It's like finding your own path and just fucking going for it, even if you go broke. But obviously do it at your own discretion. I can't be responsible for you going broke, but I have that fear as well. So we're all in it together. We're all doing this shit together. Oh, I slept weird on my neck. My neck is so sore. Alright, Mr. Dim Sum. Let's get the other logos here. Oh no, I made it black like a fool. See, this is dumb because it's a black garment, black print. That ain't gonna work. But, honestly, I'm doing this all wrong. I'm just gonna do it this way. We're gonna grab the PF. Grab the PF. We're gonna give it a white background. Oops. Do you have any names that you're thinking about for your brand? Maybe that's a good place to start, is like, what do you have and how do you feel about them? Or do you have nothing because you're still in like the very beginning of it all? You could also make up a word, that's another way around it. But the challenge with that is like, why is this not giving me it's not giving me what I want? Yeah, another way is you just make up the word. I can do it. One word is not a real word, So it's like, it is what it is. There we go. Okay, I'm just gonna expand it here, because we're gonna vectorize it anyways, so it doesn't fucking matter, but higher res is always better than lower res. Wow, 32 megs. Let's make this 1500. Okay, it's a little bit bigger. You know what? I would do it the old-fashioned way. Let's do it the old-fashioned way. Collapse the layer. Give it a little blur. Gaussian blur. That's too much blur. Then we crush it with the levels. Or
talking about the funk. I'm not talking about a smell, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking about a group.
See how the edges get a little bit sharper? Makes it easier for...
You know what I'm saying? You got to be...
what is that guy called? The guy is called... fuck. Drawing a blank. Illustrator. Illustrator to read the edges so you get a cleaner cut. Okay, so now we're gonna export this. PDF logo, PNG. Where are you from, by the way? Where do you live at? If you don't mind sharing that information. I'm not sure if you're from US or overseas. But it is cool that a lot of people that I get to speak with every day are from US, India, South America, Europe. It's very cool. I enjoy the diversity and the amount of people I get to speak with every day, you know, because that's the whole thing with this channel is like, I do this shit from home, so I'm alone a lot in this endeavor. And obviously this is taking way longer on stream because I'm like trying to keep the conversation going. Okay, if he wants that green ball, we can do the green ball, but I just don't think it looks that good. It may not look as good as one imagines. Maybe we can make a little badge out of it. Do a little badge action here. And see, look, I just centered it. True center. This looks terrible. So we need to bring this down a little bit. Maybe bring the circle up a little bit as well. Alright, I think the music is slightly too loud, so we're gonna turn it down a little bit. I mean, like ambient coughing noises from our coworkers, our virtual coworkers. Interestingly enough though, since I started streaming today, I started working a lot harder than before I logged on here, so it is clearly doing something for me. The accountability. I've been speaking a lot of Japanese, so like my tongue I feel like moves a little bit softer because it's not as like, it kind of rolls off your tongue a little bit more. So I feel like now I'm feeling the effects of my English being impacted. Alright, so we're gonna do this. Hit it with the Alt. With the Alt, we can move this around, which is crazy. Alright. So here we go. We're gonna make this white. We'll put it over here as a second version of this. Bring this here. Dim Sum Enjoyer. This also might look high on the mockup, but in real life, if you don't have your logos closer to the chest and high, it's gonna be like right where the chest line is, and it's not gonna look as good. So typically, you kind of want to hit the logo. Like something like this should probably be like 4 or 5 inches from the chest, and then these should be a little bit higher up, to be honest. So we're gonna bring that up, bring this down. So the way I present stuff to clients is, what I would do is I will give one example that is exactly what they said that they wanted. So if they see it and they like it, then that's the decision that we move forward with. Then I have another option that is like the what I would do option. And then if they like that, they can move forward with that. Because sometimes people just want exactly what they have in mind. They don't want you to go off the books and like do something unique. Because they're gonna be like, this isn't what I wanted. And then you're gonna feel like a fool for trying to be a cool person, trying to make something cool to you, but the client may not think it's cool. So this is the remake. This is my version of this PNG. So now it's vector. So I like to always duplicate and keep like a trail basically of my work. So if I need to move something, it's not like final, right? I can always move it around. So I do think this should not be the green. The green, unfortunately, is not going to come out the same color, so I just need to communicate that to the client and say, yo, I know this is what you want, but it's not going to look good, so let's just do this differently, and then we're going to be okay. We're going to be alright. And then these two logos should relatively have a similar sizing because they are mirroring, and because one is wider than the other and thicker than the other, I would make this one just a slight bit bigger to balance it out. So when you look at it, you don't think one is bigger than the other. Like this one still feels a little bit bigger, so I'm gonna reduce the size a little bit. And now it kind of bounces better. Alright, then we bring the happy dim sum folks here, the enjoyer. Alright, maybe we can bring this down a little bit. Yeah, look at that. Happy dim sum. Alright, we're gonna save this. Oh. I just wish my neck didn't hurt. Oh, I need a neck massage. Struggling here. But it's almost 4 p.m. so I don't know if you're working right now too, but maybe one more hour, we'll call it a day. I'm gonna adjust my back pillow thing. I really do think all the ergonomic stuff that you do pays off in the long run, because I feel so much better now that I have a better chair, better pillow, like I stretch every day. Some old people problems, getting older problems that you must resolve before it becomes a problem. Thomas Dim Sum. Thomas Dim Sum. Mocks. Alright, anyone's names. Okay, so this is where it gets a little tricky because the names will have fonts and the fonts must all match. So, I mean, this is like a pretty standard college. Alright, we'll go with this one. We'll go with shoot my first. So we'll hit the shoot my. Shoot my 1. Number 1, shoot my. Okay, and then they want a slight arc. I swear I had another font for numbers, but it's like disappeared. Where did it go? Let's see. I like these calligraphy and like script fonts, but they never look good on designs. They just look good on like screen for a moment. You had to return your heat press. What was wrong with the heat press? And where did you buy it from? Oh, did you buy it from Amazon? Did we talk about this earlier, like a couple days ago? Or was it last month? Last week? Man, these headphones are shedding everywhere. It's pissing me off. Fuck. Varsity. Alright, we're just gonna leave it for now. Fuck it. Alright, Mr. Shumai. I mean, this black on black looks pretty sick, but he wants white, so go with white. Wants a slight arch, so go to effect, warp. Oops, arch, not arc. So I noticed something interesting with this font. It's like, it doesn't evenly arch it, or arc it, arch it, doesn't evenly arc it from the end points. Like it lifts up. I don't know, it's hard to explain what I'm talking about, but it's like not as straight as it seems. That makes sense. Try another arch. Oops. Appearance. Warp arc. Stray. Stray could be cool, but I feel like stray needs a second word to it. Like just stray doesn't. I mean, I guess it could. Just depends how you use it, but a bore, not sure about that one. Like I feel like the less like I don't want to say the words are hard, but more common it is, the better it is. Like a bore is like, you know, to me that's like an SAT word. And there's nothing wrong with that, but it's just like, I wouldn't, like, off the top of my head, I wouldn't know what that even means. Like right now, I'm like trying to remember what that means, but based off your other words, I'm trying to infer what it means, you know? But, Shumai, alright, we're gonna just send this. We'll see what he says, but. That name is long. Who paid what? Okay, dope. Graffiti stuff. Alright. Yeah, I mean, stray would be cool. Short and simple. Just do a tag of stray. I think that would look dope. What word would you put with stray if you went with stray? Imperial's cool too, but I think of is it Imperial Motion? Is that a brand? Imperial Motion. Yeah, so I don't know. Like Imperial is kind of a rare word, I think. Like this is the only brand I know that uses the word Imperial, so I do think maybe that's what you mean by you have some concerns, which I can see why, because they're logo is also kind of like, I mean, it's not graffiti in any way, but it's, you know, it's cursive, so it could have some sort of repercussion, I guess. But you can also go with, like, you can spell Imperial differently, but not too much. Like, I think spelling things differently is fine as long as it's like 1 or 2 letters. But at the same time, I don't know. Some people might think it's cheesy. I think it just depends on what it is and how you do it. Just like everything else. Like my palace stuff, like some people are like, oh, whatever, but I'm like, dude, like no one else has done what I'm doing with it. Like, I'm literally creating like a different artwork out of the logo. That's not even the main logo. Like, the logo is in the Penrose triangle. And these people who fucking heckle me are like, oh my god, Palace Rip. And I'm like, do you know that Palace rips other fucking brands? Panasonic? Have you heard of Panasonic before, sir? Have you heard of Supreme and Barbara Kruger? Stupid. These people have no fucking, like, they don't got anything else to do with their time. They're just trying to, like, fuck with you. Does this look, I can't tell if this looks crooked or it's because of the shirt. I think it's because of the mock-up. Hargo. Okay. Alright, so this is what we have so far. We got 3 mock-ups. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab these, and then we're gonna have to convert this. Actually, no, we'll do it this way. Okay. Dim sum, happy dim sum. And then we're gonna give it a black background because it'll be on a black shirt. So we gotta visualize it a little bit better. I don't have snap to grid, so everything is kind of freestyled a little bit. It's more like a charcoal in the picture, so we'll just go with this. Doesn't have to be perfect, you just need it there. And this is the thing with DTF and sheets, is like, even though there's this much space here, this is gonna still be printed as this bigger box. So if you really wanted to save money, the way to do it will be like bringing this two together like this and putting it there, or like trying like shoving it into a corner like this if you're gonna do gang sheets like that. But then you're gonna have a lot of this fucking design that you may not use. So could be good, could be bad. It really depends on, it just really depends on the pricing and how you want to do this. Because imagine trying to place 3 different things on one. Like, imagine putting down this logo separately, and then laying down this logo. Like, that's like 3 chances of you to fuck up the design with it not being straight. Versus if you just get it printed like this, straight, like, you just have to put the sheet down. If it's straight, then it's straight. So yeah, that is what I would do, is I'll get it printed on one sheet. So we'll go here, look at the pricing. Let's see. So it's on his chest. So probably like 10 inches wide. It's not that big. This is like a pretty small design. So probably 10 by, I would walk around to get an actual shirt, but my headphone's connected, so I can't go grab it. So maybe 11.7 gang sheets, and maybe we'll go 11.7 by 16.5. 11.7 by 16.5. Do I heat press some of the stuff? Yeah, I heat pressed the one color Plastisol hits. The color stuff is all DTG. Because I don't like DTF personally, but this is for a polyester jersey, so
DTF or transfer it would be best for it, in my opinion. Because it is gonna be like a sticker thing, because you know you can't get a blocker with DTF, at least from these companies I asked today, and they're like, we don't do it. It's kind of annoying, but you know, it is what it is. So yeah, probably like this, and I get this printed, and then I'll have to custom cut the backside. But yeah, this looks good. This is probably what I would do. We could do a green circle, but it's just not gonna look the same. It's gonna look like this dirty green ball. Unless he wants this, then we can do it, but you know. Okay, we'll put this to the back. Yeah, it just doesn't flow very well. It's like this green just it's not part of the palette, you know? Like we already have all this color on the dim sum here. So I think best bet is gonna be either putting a circle around it or just keeping it as text. But because my logo is also not in a circle, I think keeping it the way it is better. Double text, consistent to the eyes, they balance out better. And then we have a shape here in the middle. So but yeah, heat press tees. Here's some right here. Go grab a few. Ugh. My neck. Yeah, that's one right here. Heat press at home. Nice plastisol transfer. Double hit of white. Oh, there goes my microphone. But yeah, there are 2 layers of white, which makes it nice and thick on the surface. Also prevents cracking. And dye migration is at least reduced significantly. And what is dye migration, you ask? Dye migration is when you press... Oh my god, this headphone is fucking crumbling. But yeah, dye migration is when you have like a lighter color on a darker garment, typically polyester, even dyes. But what happens is like the fabric ink, the thread, I'm trying to think layers. The thread ink seeps through the plastisol just because like they're on top of each other and something happens chemically and starts drawing the color through. What a blocker does, or a second layer of white does, is like it basically like stops it from showing through on the top. So even though it may not be preventable over time, it's just like inevitable. There are ways to slow it down significantly so that throughout the lifespan of you wearing a shirt, like you're never gonna see it. So that's what a blocker is for, and also a second layer of white. That's why when you go to a screen printer and you ask for a white print on a black, you get charged for 2 colors because they do white twice. And some places do 3 times. But then the ink gets really thick, so it doesn't feel as soft to the touch. Yeah, what is going on with the world? The, what do you call it? The 10 freeway has been going through some shit. It's like, it's fires. Yeah, no more Amazon special. I know it's cheaper. I know it's like, you know, more appealing in the beginning, but I do think paying a little bit more up front, you reduce a lot of issues. Especially as someone who used to always try to save money by buying the cheaper thing. Like, I found that every time I bought something that I actually wanted, it's been better. Wow, it's my ad blocker is working again. Miracle. Alright, let's look up this heat press you're talking about. Vevor heat press, 15 by 15. Oh look, the Cricut shits are on sale. Do not buy this. Don't buy this if you're gonna be serious about like heat press stuff, because that shit ain't gonna give you the same results. Alright, I'm not sure which one you got. Maybe you got this one that has all the pieces with it. Man, isn't it crazy? Amazon stuff is always like 20-piece set, 8-in-1, 20-in-1. It's like you just want fucking one thing, you know, but the way these manufacturers make it, they want you to feel like you're getting such a good deal that they add all the shit to it. Which, you know, I think it could possibly be useful, but I mean, based off of these pictures, you can never guess that it's not gonna be good, right? But thankfully you buy it from Amazon, so as long as you return it pretty quickly, there's like no questions asked. Double tube heating. 110 volts, 800 watts. My press is like I think it's like 1200 watts. It takes up a lot of energy, so I don't know what kind of energy plan you're on, but there are like different tiers of energy, I guess, depending on what time of the day it is. There's like the pay as you, I forget what it's called. SoCal Edison does some shit like, oh, between this time and this time you're like on a standard rate, and then between like 5 and 8 you're like on a peak rate. And one time I was running my presser in the peak rate because I was trying to like finish a bunch of stuff, and my electricity bill was so fucking high. I was like, I'm never pressing again between 5 and 8. Which kind of sucks, because like that's always a good time for me to do it, because one, it's like not as hot, so you know the room cools down. I don't have to run AC as I'm pressing, which is like another power hog. And then two, I don't know, I'd rather spend the whole day doing other stuff than pressing shirts, but some days I don't get a choice, you know. I gotta press tees. Gotta press the tees. Oh, I gotta get my product page up. Shoot. Alright, well I'll probably do that in a bit, but I'm just gonna finish up this bit. So we also have the women's version of this shirt, which is B for women's. Okay, yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking, but that's cool. Why did you decide to go with that for your graffiti name? I thought the word was abhor. I thought there was like an H. Abhor. Abhor. I guess they mean the same thing. Do they mean the same thing? Oh, it's abhor. Okay, my bad. I was one letter off. Or a couple letters off. But in my mind, I was like, this is what I thought about. So, my bad. My bad. B Core Women's. Grab this. So this is the women's version of it. A lot smaller, so that's another challenge, is like when you design for female and male garments, you have to take into account of if you can use the same size transfers or not, because we may not be able to do the same. Stray 1, Stray 0. I like just Stray. I think Stray's cool. Maybe we don't need that second word. Maybe the second word is not necessary anymore. But because I don't know anything else that goes by Stray, so that would be like pretty original, I think. Yeah, if you want to do the consulting, like I'm doing the deals right now, so if you want to save some monies on it, I know it is still kind of expensive, but if you've been following me for this entire like 6-month period, I was doing it for like 120, which I know is like pretty high, but that's because like one, you know, I needed to be selective. Like I don't want to be talking to every single person that's like, I don't know how to start. because there's nothing wrong with that, but I'm not gonna be the one that solves all your problems. You know what I mean? Like, I'm here to help you grow further, but you still need to know what you want to do, because there is so much you can do with e-commerce and fashion and all this stuff. Like, that's what's fun about it, is there's really no one way to do stuff. Like, you can be a brand, you can help someone make a brand, you can be the person that just makes clothing for other people, you can just design for people. There's literally so many different paths that you can pick, but you want to make sure that you start off on the right foot, because you may hit a point where you realize that you were doing something that you didn't actually want to do. And you know, it's not like it's too late, but you're gonna have to kind of backtrack a little bit to go back to where you started. And I think that's the value of what I'm doing, is like, I've made these mistakes and I've gone through so many different iterations of the brand building process, or like the creative process, or, you know, clothing manufacturing. So I'm here to make sure you make less mistakes, and that's kind of what you're paying for, is like, you get to speak with someone is doing it, has just done it. And you know, I hope people think that I have a good intention with all this, because like, I don't just take brand deals to do random shit and sell stuff. Like, I work with Heat Press Nation, which literally picked me up when I had like 3,000 followers or 4,000. You know, they took a chance on me, so the fact that they did that, I like really appreciate it. And that's why I really support them, because like, you know, I was just getting lucky with all this stuff. I wasn't, like, to think back, if I didn't have some of these things working out for me, I don't think I would have kept on going as hard, because it's the same thing that we all experience. Like, we post, we don't get any likes, we get sad and mad, and then we stop trying. But we got to work through all that shit. And I'm also gonna be doing the whole ebook thing. I started writing a few, not chapters, but I started outlining the book. Basically, it's gonna be for like people who, you know, maybe where you are, maybe even less than you in terms of like planning. Like, they just saw me pressing a shirt and they're like, I want to do that shit, I have no idea how to start. Maybe it's for like the total beginner. It's gonna be geared towards people who want to do this, basically, and how to get started. But obviously, there's so many different topics to cover that the first one's gonna be pretty general, and that's why I think going for a beginner approach is gonna be better than someone who already has a lot of experience, because like, someone who has experience is gonna be more skeptical, be like, what am I gonna get out of this, you know? And that's fine, because I want people to feel that they're gonna get their money's worth. But I can't cover every fucking topic in one ebook that's gonna be like $10 or whatever, or $20. So yeah, I don't know. How much would you pay for it? How much would you pay for this ebook? Ebook will probably cover all the basics, like LLC versus DBA, you know, accounting stuff, like getting an accountant, wholesale licenses, websites that I use to get all the stuff. Basically like a cheat sheet to get started. Alright, this looks good. We did it. Thank you. Thank you, accountability on YouTube. We're getting this shit done. And then we're gonna rearrange the artboard. Where's my artboard? There it is. But yeah, I think it'll be helpful. The only thing is, like, you need to come with a lot of questions. You need questions, and you need to tell me what the challenges are that you're facing. Because if you just say, help me with this, but you haven't done it, it doesn't really help you, because even if I give you the information, you might not even be at that stage yet. And being at that stage is really important, because once you get to the next one, you're gonna have more questions. So it's kind of like there's always gonna be more questions, no matter where you are in this whole thing. Like, my questions are like, how do I get YouTube going? Like, how do I do this shit? But the reality is, I just need to fucking do it. But I'm delaying it because I'm resisting the fact that I have to put more effort into something different than what I'm already doing right now. You know, it's like you gotta be able to catch yourself slipping. And that's why I'm doing this. That's why I'm on the stream. And maybe I need to stream at nighttime. Maybe this daytime stuff is not working. But, you know, because I am home all day long, like, I don't want to stream at nighttime, like, when I spend all day indoors on the computer anyways. So I don't know. It's just stuff to perhaps work around. Maybe I stop working during the day and I just work at nighttime. I don't know. It's hard. It's hard being your own thing because there's no rules, but then sometimes having a little bit of guidance and like structure is definitely helpful. So yeah, I'm trying to figure that out as well. I have been for a while, and it's always a learning process. Alright, the package got there. Yeah, I think super color might be the way to go for this one. But I can't find any white vinyl. Maybe I need to go to... No, even Stalls was soda. Where's Stalls? But yeah, thanks for hanging in there. I appreciate you coming through because, you know, you could be doing other shit, but I do think YouTube is a little bit less commitment heavy because you can just put it to the side and it's there, right? Versus like a phone, you gotta be holding the phone on IG. Okay, so my question is there a dye, is there a blocker on this is the question. Details, scorch free, matte. So it's scorch free because we're looking at lower temperatures, and typically polyester you want to be a lot cooler than hot, like a cotton. Like cotton, see it says if it's 50% or more it will require 280 plus. So usually I try to keep my polyester presses at like 280, 275 if I can, just like leave it on longer because it's gonna scorch the surface of the fabric, and once it's scorched you can't really fix it. It might discolor a little bit, and I've seen that kind of like revert to what it originally looked like, but if you like burn like a mark on it, it's usually permanent. So that kind of sucks because you can't undo it and you just wasted a shirt. Own the day, America, love. Polyurethane. Is Ultra Weed the way to go? Premium Plus the way to go? Is there a blocker for this one? High tack, low tack. Performance wear. How much is this? White. 1 yard. Probably 2 yards. It's 25 bucks. Shipping's gonna be like 15. It's like $40. $40 divided by 6 units is 6666666. And then from there, the time that it takes to cut and weed every single one is probably gonna be like, I don't know, 10 minutes per each one. So charge like $10, $4 on top, or $3.50 on top. It's like pretty fair. I'm not sure, Thomas, you're here, but that's how the pricing kind of works. The clamshell one. Are you talking about the press? So this one. Not even the slide, the slidey slide, 360 slide. See, this is how they get you. They go with the white, so you're like, damn, this looks clean. It's like an Apple product. And then you get bamboozled when you get it and it doesn't heat up. because I'm sure there's gonna be a place that you can like get the presses, like, you know what I mean? It's like, because everyone wholesales stuff, like every brand buys another brand's thing and then they sell it themselves, so there's gonna have to be a point where you find the source of where things come from. And I think I noticed this with some of the HTV, is because the Econo Puff HTV and the Caesar Puff, they look and feel so similar that I'm like, are they just wholesaling this and putting their name on it? So I don't know, because the temperature point's a little bit different, so it might not be the same. Or maybe they just changed it up a little bit, you know? I'm not sure, but someone's gotta be wholesaling this shit and then reselling it. That's how this works. I don't think people are like inventing this in their own shop. I mean, Caesar might be because they're huge, but who knows? There's always someone making something somewhere. But yeah, I would stick to, you know, Heat Press Nation. My sponsors, Heat Press Nation. They've been very generous to me, and you know, I just want to continue to push it because I use it every day and I believe in it. And there are sales, some Black Friday sales, and I would buy some, but they don't have white right now. They're sold out of white. Oh, they're not this one. This is not the one I wanted though. The one I wanted is for polyester blocker, so that would be specialty adhesive metallic. Okay, I mean, see, now that you explain it, I think it's cool, but like, you have to be able to tell that story without writing it out in words, right? So maybe you need to keep that text somewhere as like a subtitle or something in your branding, because I would have, like, no one would ever figure that out, you know what I mean? It's like, it's very personal to the way you created that acronym, and I think you gotta let people know. You can't just be like, this is what it is, figure it out. You know, people are not that smart. But yeah, I'll probably be streaming for 10 more minutes. So if you got any questions that I can answer, Q&A sesh, I got you. But yeah, I'm just trying to figure out how to make this economically, because this print is gonna be DTF or some sort of full color transfer. And then the backside, because they are custom names, I have to order the sheet and then cut it myself. So that'll be done on the Cameo. Char Subao, which I'll be down for some if there was any around here, but I do not have any. Yeah, these look good. Ready to send. Welcome to the third person here. There's been a few people here. I've been enjoying it. Thank you guys for coming by. I'm gonna send this over real quick on my other computer screen. Yo, Thomas. Here's some mocks. Let me know what you think. I lost the green circle and worked the enjoyer inside the circle. Center design, because I thought it looks a bit cleaner this way. But let me know if you want to see any other changes. So when you design and you're talking to a client, make sure you give them like the patch notes. So like this is V1, right? Technically V0, but let's just call it V1. So V1, you're getting mock-ups. This is from the brief. I made some changes to what you originally wanted because I wanted to give you an option to look at, but if you want to continue on your original vision, let's just tackle that. but at least giving someone a visual representation of what things could differ is going to help them make decisions. And that's the most important thing when you're talking to a client, is like, you have to communicate so effectively. You can't just use words and be like, oh, what if we did this? And then they're like, I can't imagine this. Because you got to remember, like, as a designer, you think that everyone can look at things and think the same way you think, but in reality, that does not happen. A lot of people are like, can you show me? You know, it's always showing it. So visual aids are gonna help you a shit ton to get your point across. So always create a visual mock-up of what you're trying to explain or sell or communicate, and you will be a lot more efficient than trying to write it out in words. That's the truth. Alright, Thomas Dimsum, V1. We're gonna send this over. Alright, and ideally, he'll like the first round. Thomas, I don't know if you're here. If you are, then you can just tell me if you like it or not. But I also can't have you here when I'm designing, because then you'll get unlimited revisions. And we can't have that. Alright, sweet. My blanks. I ordered some blanks. They're shipping, so I can print more shirts at home. So that's good. And then sweet, someone placed a big order. Thank you, Antonio. Much appreciated. You know, it's been a really rough last 2 months e-commerce wise. Like, it's been kind of crazy seeing the lack of sales and just the overall, I think, rush of Black Friday being earlier and earlier every fucking year. Like, I'm sure you guys all noticed this, but before, Black Friday used to be like from Monday to the weekend. Everyone's like, wow, so much. And then it was 2 weeks out. And then now it's like pretty much fucking November is entirely sales. And I don't know if that's just because the way the economy is right now. Like, you know, you're gonna start noticing that a lot of people are spending less and less on things that they don't necessarily need, right? Because rent, utilities, like essentials in your life, like a car, you know, for transportation, food, I don't know, medical, like there's more important things in life than just buying shit. So I do understand that there is that sentiment kind of shifting towards priorities, and it kind of sucks being like a person that sells, you know, clothing and branding and stuff, because it's not really like a necessity for you to survive. It's more of a need, or sorry, it's more of a want. Like, oh, I have extra money laying around, I'm gonna go to a show, I'm gonna buy a hat, you know, oh, I like this design, this is dope, I want new clothes. But it doesn't mean like you need more clothes, because you probably have enough clothes for like, you know, 2 weeks without washing a single thing. So I get it, but it just sucks because it's allowing me to not grow my business like at the same rate that it's been going until this point. Like every month, like, you know, money was coming in, it was going out, I was doing more campaigns, I was doing more products, and like now I just kind of feel a little bit stuck. And that's why I'm streaming and I'm trying to be a little bit more involved with the process. Not that I thought it was like, you know, plug and play, I'm chill, like everything's done, I don't have to, you know, put myself out there again. But I was kind of feeling a little bit of that autopilotness, which I did enjoy, but maybe we're not there yet. I can't just post one thing and sell like 100 pieces, you know, we're not even close to that. So that's what I'm working towards. That'd be really nice to see one day, because I have been in a position like that at my other company, and it's unreal to see people like camping on your site as you drop stuff and it sells out, and people are like, where do I get more? Are you guys restocking? You know, it's such a cool feeling, and my goal is to get to something similar to that on my own. So hopefully it'll happen in the next couple years. An ebook 20 to 40. Okay, yeah. I mean, I think I want to make it long enough that you don't just read it in like 5 minutes, right? I want it to be an actual like reading material type experience where you can reference it as you're working. And I also don't want you to feel that it was a waste of money. Like, I think if it's like $5 or $10, it kind of sets the expectation very low, as like, this is gonna be maybe like 10 pages or something like that, like $1 a page, versus if I spend, I don't know, like, not saying like the more pages is better, but if I'm gonna actually write about a topic, it'll probably take me like 2 to, I don't know, 5 pages per topic. And if I'm hitting like 10 chapters, you know, that could be like very much 50 to 100 pages of information. And I also don't want to make it so long that everyone's gonna be like, this is too long, I can't fucking read it, because I also don't want to do that. So I think I have a pretty good idea how it's gonna look. There's gonna be a lot of pictures and like links and, you know, real life examples of how I do stuff, so you have that anchor of like, this isn't just some bullshit like guru speaking, like I'm doing stuff. And I talk about everything so much every day anyway on my Instagram, you know, like everything's authentic, everything comes from me, like there's no other fucking hidden person doing this work. So yeah, I am looking forward to writing it, because it also gives me something to do that is exciting and a little bit more goal oriented, because everything that I do is very much like open-ended. Like, oh, if I'm gonna design, it's like I could release it and make 0 fucking sales, or I could design it and then I can hate it halfway and be like, I'm not gonna drop this. Versus like the book is like, I'm gonna finish this shit, put it out there, hopefully people will pick it up, but at least like I did it and it's something new, something different, and it's in the world. So yeah, we'll get on that ebook. Hopefully I'll start working on it more and more this week and next week, and maybe I'll even launch it before Black Friday, since that'll be a good time, I think, based off of, you know, how everyone's shopping and all this. So alright, well anyway, thanks for stopping by today. I'm gonna wrap it up here because I do need to do other things, but thank you all for coming. Thank you for jamming with me to Deep House Mix Volume 5. A bore one, thanks for coming through. I hope you figure out your name. If you want to book that session, let me know. Just DM me, or you can just buy the thing on my site. IKendoit.Shop, and then it should be the first product that is on the page right now. 50% off for 1 hour. You're getting a 2-for-1 deal on the 2-hour sessions, or the 2 separate sessions, and then the 5 session is $50 each. So if you want to get that, best bang for your buck, but get whatever fits your budget. So thank you guys for stopping by. We'll do this again, hopefully very soon, because consistency is key in all this. And yeah, I'll catch you all next time.